some shit away, like, "Oh, hey,
Oh,
something's
yeah,
up,
yeah,
something's,"
yeah.
and Sadiq in the background's like, "Stop giving my shit away," or some fucking thing, and you could hear him through your mic. Fuck, it was funny.
That was good.
It was the one where the episode where Sean wasn't there, and I think, Magic came late during the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah.
But we're live and in Gala. What's up, Magic? Mina? How we doing, folks? Apologies for the late title change and things. I forgot all about it because I'm a Slack streamer. But anywho, it's fixed. It's done. Extension's done. You may have to refresh to get the extension back to where it should be. I don't know why Drax's camera is still on. Shouldn't be. Sorry. Next for next week, Drax, I will I will remove you from the auto call so you don't get a random phone call just for no reason. But let's just brighten that up a little bit. But yeah, so hopefully I don't think music working. No, it's not music. Music is not working because I switched it all off earlier. There we go. Now we should have a little bit of the musics. I know we had some audio issues on Sunday with Skype being really quiet for some reason. It may have been the music I was playing. Might have been a little loud, so I'll have to make some adjustments. So chat, if the players are hard to hear over the background music or sound effects, let me know. We can make some adjustments. But New World is being played a lot. We'll be playing that again tomorrow, just so you know. No Pew Pew Thursday. It's going to be New World Thursday. I hit level 30 today, so I've been doing some questing stuff. So what I want to try and do
25.
is if we've got at least 4 others around the 25 level, 23 to 26, or 23 or higher, I want to get a group together and do some corruption closes. If anyone is interested, let me know. We'd be in either Wynwood or First Light, one of those areas. The smaller ones are easy enough to do, but I'm looking at the 5-man ones so that we can possibly collect some corrupted silver so we can make our own keys for the likes of Amarin and Stardust, the 2 starting dungeons. Because you need the keys to get in, and you only get 1 free when you do your Azoth staff quest. The rest you have to make in the Stonecutter's table, and you need this corrupted silver, which you can only get from the corruptions, the big ones, the 5-man ones. So if anyone's keen, definitely catch up with me sometime tomorrow and let me know. We'll be starting around 8 o'clock-ish, usual time, and we'll do some corruption stuff, which should be pretty cool. Level 25 elites. Don't need a dedicated healer, but someone with a life staff would definitely be a help in these situations.
Someone with a life.
Yeah, well, we don't have lives, so that's why we play games. And D&D, of course. But anywho, apart from that, come and join us on Sunday, where we do some more Dusk Hollow, which, as for those that you remember, we finished with Hex being unconscious last week, on last Sunday night, in the middle of a battle, because the battle was going to rage on a lot longer than I expected. But so come and rejoin us to finish that one out, and Friday night join Miss Yanti on her channel for Stormlord's Wrath, the continuance of that as well. But without any further ado, we should get tonight's session running. So, last we left off, you'd started the day as normal as it could have been, but for Zadriel, she woke to find Emilia sitting with her in her tent. Your conversation started somewhat heated, but turned more emotional and less violent throughout the course of that. After sitting together for a while, smiling and quietly towards the end, Emilia slowly faded and vanished. Zadriel, just as a point of reference, which I didn't say last week, is that you would have realized that any tether that you had to her was no longer there as well. As subtle as it may have been, you definitely would have felt that. You wake, you gather in the morning. Casimir calls you together and says that he senses the air of darkness around some of you, and proceeds to perform a ritual relieving you of your dark gifts that you have received since being in Barovia. Those of you that had your dark gifts, Fibble with his lump of metal that offended people, and Skathis with his inability to read but understand all languages, Zadriel's ability, well, the damage transference gift and the ability to talk to the DM directly, and Karnos, his ability to Misty Step, all leaving the players, but also cleansing them of any negatives that came from those gifts as well. What else we got there? You continue your journey towards the temple. Karnos trying to teach Skathis how to drive a cart. Skathis is not overly interested and purposely trying to run the cart up the arse end of the others. Karnos managing to save the day. Whether Karnos realised it was on purpose or not, I did not get him to make a check, but we may do that at some point. I'd say he probably wasn't overly aware. I'll leave that up to Karnos. Along the road, you eventually happened upon a roadblock of sorts with several skeletons waiting for you. The battle starts. They're dealt with relative ease, but the message is received that Lord Strahd is watching. The snow starts to fall as you approach the mountain, and as you travel up the first part of the mountain pass, you reach a large wall and gate topped with spikes and demonic statues. The portcullis raises on its own, it seems, as you enter. Casimir dispels the curtain of flame, green magical flame that blocks your way, leading you to a bridge that spans across a 200-foot drop. Looking over the sides, all you can see is the misty treetops as the mist and snow obscures the bottom of this chasm, but you know it's a long way down. Crossing the bridge, as you near the center, an illusionary effigy of Strahd on a horse is seen but ignored by Casimir and his troop, as is done with you as you follow onwards. About halfway across, however, the largest bird that any of you have ever seen screeches skyward, swoops down and carries off the center carriage, sending two of the drow hurtling helplessly over the edge of the bridge into the mist below. The screams of the other two and the whinnies of the horse being carried away could be heard until the bird disappears into the cloud cover above. Paces quickened, you get across the bridge, you find yourselves now holed up in a guard tower of sorts. The temperature has dropped sharply, it is very, very cold, the snow is starting to fall faster, the wind is howling and strong. Spend the evening there. Throughout the course of the night, the large bird returns and carries off another horse. Casimir talks about what to expect in the temple. The dark gifts that could be offered by the entities within, and just basically a heads up about what's coming. He also warns to bundle up further for your journey ahead, which will be on foot. During the night, not much interesting happens except on Zadriel, Karnos, and Adok's watch, as Zadriel sits in a little protective dome that she's cast, lays out her gold, baiting Adok to a certain degree. A bit of a conversation is had, and then Adok convinces Zadriel to join him in a game of chance, which ultimately Adok loses. Little cheating going on. Adok gets caught out. Zadriel sort of lets it pass, but while Adok is distracted, however, Zadriel makes sure that she loses nothing and regains any gold that was lost. Adok does discover this, that some of his gold is missing when he goes back to his things, but again, says nothing, keeps it to himself at this point. The morning comes. You all bring yourselves to wake. Casimir and the other remaining two drow join you. food and drink is had, and Casimir informs you to get yourselves prepared to head out into the snow. And this is essentially where we join you now, as you are preparing yourselves for the cold journey ahead. See the other two drow have bundled themselves up with what furs and stuff that they could. They don't seem to be affected by the cold as much as you are, however. But so I'll turn it over to you in just a second when I find my scenes. Go back over to the windy, cold Tsalinka Pass. So the wind is still howling through the mountain pass. The snow is still falling, though not as heavy as it was the previous evening. You're all gathering your belongings, your armor, your weapons, preparing to get ready to leave the safety of the guard tower and head into the snow and follow the trail upward towards the temple, which is in the upper peaks. Casimir has turned to you all and says, stay close, do not wander far. For I do not wish for you to get lost in the snow. It'll be very cold. 3 to 4 hours. But should be okay. I'm sure the rock is satisfied with the meals it has had already. It'll be fine.
Feeble, Doc, are you going to be trudging through the snow or do you need a lift?
A lift would be most welcome.
Okay. I'll pick up and put them on my shoulders.
No problem.
Skatos, do you think you could take a doc or something?
Okay.
You okay?
Okay.
It must be very cold for a demon. I guess you are freezing to answer.
Speaking of which, how many of you have an aversion to cold, as it were? I don't know if anyone has vulnerabilities to cold because of racial or class.
I believe I'm just resistant to heat.
You just fire resistant to fire damage from memory. I don't think you have a vulnerability to cold.
No.
Okay, so you should be fine. Just wanted to double check. So with that, Fibble, with the aid of Zadriel or maybe one of the others, Karnos, helping you up, you basically up on Zadriel's shoulders, sitting in the top of her pack. Adok, you are the same with Gathus. It is cold, even with the cloaks that you have. Again, as the door is opened and you head out into the snow, the cold is biting. The snow hitting you in the face, the ice forming around the corners of your mouths, any whiskers, if any of the men have beards and things that would start to freeze the end of your beard, even the ends of your hair start to freeze in this very cold environment. Start trudging northward. The snow's not deep, maybe a foot and a half in places. This track is, it's a road, so it's not too bad. There are some places where the snowdrift is a little deeper, but the first hour of travel, it goes without too many hassles. A few places here and there you may struggle to pass through. It's slow going, but steady. I will need you all to make a Constitution saving throw as you make this trek. I would say if you would all be smart enough by now that you would stick within sort of 10 feet of Zadriel, considering Adok and Fibble are being carried, so that you will be able to add your +5s. Zadriel with a natural 20 for a 27.
24 for a 29 with Zadriel's bonus.
Adok, will yours be 19 with the bonus? You would all get it.
Yes, sir.
because you're all relatively. You'd know by now that you get these bonuses by sticking close to Zadriel. So in this sort of instance, you don't have super warm clothing, so I'd say you'd stick quite close to gain the benefits from it. So everyone would
13.
pass. So 18 for you with the 5, or is it 13 with the 5?
13 with the 5.
13 with the 5.
I got an 8.
Ooh. So, Skathis, you are the only one. The cold bites deep into your skin. Your exposed skin your hands start to go numb around your neck. It's uncomfortable, and you gain 1 level of exhaustion. So, mark that down, and bear in mind that your saving throws are now at disadvantage, I believe. Or was it just ability checks? I can never remember. Did someone
It is
just
ability
double check?
checks.
Ability checks, thank you.
Ability checks for number one.
Cool. So
Ability
just
checks
ability
for
checks.
level 1.
Level 1 exhaustion, your ability checks are at disadvantage moving forward. See Casimir, he's not moving quickly, he's keeping at your guys' pace. And he sort of looks back every now and again and sort of waits up a little bit to make sure you guys are staying close. You now make a winding turn sort of northwestward up another steep pass. You look down to your east, down the side of the mountain, and all you can see is just the rolling, misty, snowy hills down into mist-covered forest below. Dark cloud cover. Hard to tell the cloud cover between the cloud and the snow with the swirling snow and wind. Looking upwards to the steep, rocky, craggy outcrops above as you wind through this narrow pass now. What trees were here are long dead, killed by the heavy snowfalls and the cold. A few craggy old trees sort of jut out from rock faces. The occasional odd sound, animal sound can be heard. You can only assume maybe wolves or possibly a bear or two may live up here, you're not entirely sure. Next hour passes. I need you all to repeat that save. Skathis, yours will be at disadvantage. Still get your +5.
It's a saving throw, not an ability check, right?
Yes, so it won't be a disadvantage. So saving throws, add your +5s and let me know what you get.
13 for me.
This way,
28.
DC 18, guys.
Okay.
28.
So everyone's over an 18 by looking at that.
No.
No.
Skathis, you got a 16, +5 is
That
20.
That was the
21.
second roll.
You don't do it at disadvantage, dude.
You when you said at disadvantage, I rolled.
Yeah, you don't. It's not a disadvantage because it's
So
a
that was
saving
the
throw,
sec-
not a disability
That
check.
was the second roll that I did. So the first one still stands. So it's 17.
So you do miss.
And I miss
Unfortunately.
as well.
What was that, sorry?
And I miss as well.
Okay, so you miss as
one
well.
level exhaustion.
So you're at 1 level of exhaustion. Skathis, you're at 2. So I believe your movement speed is now halved also.
Yes.
So you're now at 25 feet instead of 50, I believe.
Yes.
So we time for a bit of RP here as Skathis, you, as the cold bites in on you again, Karnos, this time you feel it too. Your human body, not used to this cold weather, starts to take effect. More so on you, Skathis. You start to slow up. Casimir notices, slows up himself to accommodate.
Well, I tell you what, it's a bit bloody cold out here, right?
I mean, it's a bit chilly, but I feel fine.
Yeah, it's kind of biting through.
Skathis, you're right, you've
maybe
been-
I don't...
You go ahead.
Skathis, maybe Adok is too heavy for you. You need me to take him too?
Yeah, he's starting to get heavy. I don't know why. This is unusual.
So I'm gonna take Adok off and I'm gonna put him on top of one of the wood elf's shoulders without asking.
The drow, not wood elves.
Drow,
The dusk elves.
Sorry.
As you place him on the dusk elf in front of you, sort of jumps at the start and then turns, looks up at you, Adok, gives you a bit of a look that sort of says, okay, whatever, and just carries on. Doesn't speak to you, but doesn't seem to be too overly concerned at this point.
You would say that, I mean, I would think that Skaithus at this point probably definitely showing visible...
Oh, 100%. You can see
Yes.
that he's got icicles hanging from his nose, from his ears. You can see his eyes are drooping. He is visibly tired. Like, he's just visibly
I'd say
slow.
you're seeing my skin going a little paler than red.
Probably, yeah. He's definitely more pink than red right now. Probably more purplish.
I was going to look and be staring at you for a while, Skaithus. And then you're going to see what you would have known traveling with him to be very, very clear as a firebolt spell being prepared.
I think you all would. I mean, you all know him well enough to know. He's now being placed in front, so you guys are all behind him as the drow were travelling in front. So you would all see it.
Just gonna let you know, stand still. This may or may not hurt, but either way, you're gonna feel better.
Okay, I'm scared now.
Does anyone do anything to stop him?
No,
Andrea's
actually.
looking around like, why isn't anyone saying anything? But she also doesn't say anything because she kind of wants to see what happens.
Roll to hit.
Carlos is just trudging, sort of face down, rubbing his own arms.
Okay.
Sort of,
Makes
so
sense.
he's looking up.
Actually, Karnos's arm would start feeling very warm right now.
Uh-oh, what did you do?
Did you pee on it?
Well, you're on Zadriel, so why would Carnos's arm be feeling warm?
Because you would have seen Fibblesip cast something on his armor, which is called heat metal. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. I was going to say.
Because what's the size of the heat metal spell?
It doesn't actually say a size. It says, okay, choose a manufactured metal object, such as a metal weapon, or a suit of heavy or medium metal armor.
Okay, so what armor is Carlos wearing?
Yeah, it's a medium metal, so it is chainmail.
Yeah, so you would be heating his entire chest piece right now. It wouldn't be his arm, just his arm. It'd be his arms and his chest would be starting to get a little warmer about now. What was your roll to hit?
It was a measly 11.
Measly 11. So Skaithus, what's your armor class? That would miss, wouldn't it?
Oh, hell yeah.
So
15.
It deflects off his armor and into the snow beside him.
All right, so my aim is not the best, but round 2, yeah?
Actually, I'm starting to feel a bit warmer.
Can you control the heat metal, or does it get to a point where it's too hot? Bibble?
It will. Well, so this is the thing. The object causes the object to glow red hot, but it's super cold. So I'm wondering if the cold would be counteracting the heat.
Roll a d6 for me.
It's a good call.
Just roll a d6.
3.
Odds is normally bad in the way that I do my d6s, so it's beyond warm now.
Roll the
Carnos.
damage.
Roll a d6.
It has a damage ratio.
Does it have a damage on the heat metal? It does, doesn't it?
2d8 damage.
Okay, so roll 1d8 because it is cold, so the cold will have an effect. So roll half the damage, so 1d8 damage. As
7 points.
So yeah, Carnos, it heats to a point where initially it feels comfortable. You think, oh, that's better, and then it's like, okay, that's a bit hot, and then both your wrists start to burn.
This is pretty warm. My armor's getting warmer. I don't know why, but it's feeling good. And it's getting a bit hot now.
And that's when I'll stop the spell.
I'll pick it up a bit of snow and I'll start sort of stuffing it in my sleeves and be like,
Don't do that.
As the snow hits the metal, it sizzles and sputters and probably sprays you with a bit of hot, boiling, insta-boiled, sort of flash-boiled snow. You take 7 points of fire damage.
Trying to help a person out.
Adok,
What
you
do
said
they
you were
do?
prepping a
Counter
second.
fucking work.
Did you not? So Adok, you said
Was
you were
it?
prepping a second fireball?
Sure am.
So again, you guys see Adok prepare a second firebolt.
Okay,
Okay.
guys, you're damaging your own party members, no? So how are we going to fight if you've melted everyone?
Didn't
I was
damage more
trying
than
to
you.
help.
Being cold is not an excuse to fire at people or blow them up like a cow.
He didn't blow up like a cow. I could have gone
Did it
stronger.
feel? Yes,
But others
see?
are quite sore though now.
See?
Adok's gonna have a fireball prepped, just sitting in his hand, and then he's gonna look directly at Zadriel, and then he's gonna cast it and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
It's at that point as you guys are sort of talking, slowly walking forward, that Casimir turns and says, "Quick, follow!" And you hear it swooping above. You see the shadow in the cloud of cover above, the shadow of the large bird that you'd seen the night before, circling. And Casimir and the two drow head up and off the path in a northerly direction very quickly.
Up the path, that's closer to it, that's good. Quick, we should follow him, because if we can knock it out of the sky, we can cut its guts open and get it warm inside it.
Who does that?
It's a survival technique I've seen.
Do you follow? 6 seconds, guys.
Yep.
So you
Follow.
quickly
Some sort
follow.
of
I
good
mean,
doing that.
you quickly follow as fast as Skatus is able to go. He's slowing you up a little bit, but you want to keep everyone together, so you move up as quickly as possible. I need everyone to roll a stealth check, please. This is more just to see whether you can hide yourselves and whether this creature will actually see you. So Skatus, yours is a disadvantage, but you will get a +5. I believe. Is it +5 on checks or just saves, Cedric?
I'm not even going to
Just checks.
re-roll.
Just-
I'm just not going to.
Oh, natural 1. 8 for Karnos. Actually, yeah. Why are you rolling disadvantage, people? Oh, stealth check, of course. So, Adok with a 26. Holy crap. So you have 3 fails there. Skatus, Karnos, and Fibble. As Fibble, yours will be an advantage. So straight roll for you. Just re-roll yours, please. Because you're with Zadriel. You're not really moving.
17.
Okay, so we will do that. Adok as well, you're good. Karnos, yeah, not so much. So Karnos and Skathis. As you guys move through the snow, Skathis, you find a rock in the snow, hitting your shin
Another
bone
one.
quite sharply on the edge of this rock. And it causes you to cry out in pain. Karnos, you find a dip in the ground, maybe a tree root under the snow, and it causes you to trip and fall, striking your armor heavily on a fallen tree log just to your left. I need 2 of you to... one of you... Who would be front? Zadriel, you're the only one because the others have been carried. I need you to make a quick strength check for me just to see if you can help these guys up as you're moving.
17.
17. Good enough. You see them sort of trip. You see Skathis hit this rock and starts hobbling on one foot. Karnos trips and falls. You scoop your arm underneath Skathis' arm, lifting him to his feet and dragging him along slightly. You grab your other arm up under Karnos' arm and pull him to his feet, giving you the guys the ability to move forward. You find a small overhang, not a cave per se, but a small overhang in the rocks. Casimir disappears into it as you follow. At the point, as you turn, you hear the screech and the swooping of wings and the rush of air as giant claws barely miss Karnos' shoulder as it swoops down past you guys. Clutches, but just misses by mere inches. probably scaring the absolute shit out of you, Karnos, because you could hear the loud clacking of claws right next to your head.
I would like
You're
to
muted.
run out and I would like to cast Hunter's Mark if I see it on
Yeah.
the rock.
And if I felt the claws close to me, I would, as soon as the claws sort of pass, I would stop and turn and pull out my little crossbow.
Okay, so first things first. I need to double check something because I don't know if I actually have. I didn't expect you guys to try and attack it.
Well,
Expect
it's not
the
an
unexpected.
it's just marking it.
I believe
No,
that.
I'm shooting at it.
I believe that someone wants to shoot at it.
Adolf's
Yeah,
gonna tell the drow to stay still, and he's gonna pull out his cannon.
Oh no.
My God. Okay.
Okay, you guys are so dead.
I guess we're doing this.
But we're in the front entry of the cave, right?
It's not really a cave. It's like an overhang, so it's not a fully sort of dug in cave. It's only about 10 or 12 feet. So first and foremost, what's the Hunter's Mark cast, please, and what's the save for it, if there is one?
It's just a cast, which it marks it for an hour, and it gives me advantage on wisdom checks to find it.
Okay, so there's no save to anything for it.
I'll copy paste in Discord
All
too,
good.
but no.
No, that's all good. So you turn.
Okay.
You see it swooping down. It sort of gets close to Karnos, and you cast Hunter's Mark. You now have the ability to track this thing, if you wish. Karnos, you sort of jump to the side out of fright. There's a loud clacking of claws next to your head, and you turn, draw your crossbow, and fire.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Roll to hit, please.
Way off.
Oh no.
You good?
We all here?
Everything frozen?
No, everyone's still good.
No. 13 to hit.
Yeah, because your hit didn't come up in boundary. Weird. Anyway, 13 to hit.
Oh, that's weird.
It is weird. We may have lost control with that. That's good. So just call out your rolls anyway. So 13 to hit. That will miss. So you fire just wide.
That thing scared the damn shit out of me.
How deep is this
That
cavern?
says now.
It's only about 12 feet. So you'll all be able to fit in there, but it'll be a bit of a tight squeeze. So as you turn and hit Karnos, obviously you miss. The drow don't fire at it. They don't do anything. They just sort of hunker back, and it disappears into the mist below you, and eventually can't be heard anymore. So you were all sort of huddled into this cave at the moment. Casimir sort of turns and again, out of breath a little bit, sort of says, "What's close? Is everyone all right?"
Yeah, just a little shaken.
Get this, you are limping a little. Are you okay?
Hit a rock. No, not that rock. A rock.
Skaters wouldn't know what that bird is, by the way. But anywho.
Yes, I would, because the old dude said the name, I believe.
I actually did too, so you would know. My bad. Anywho. Skathis.
Can we rest here? I'm feeling rather drained.
Feeling drained. The vampires have been around, you should be okay. I just need to check something.
Exhausted then.
Casimir walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You shall be alright," and casts Lesser Restoration, which will remove 1 level of exhaustion. Still,
Harden up, you pussy.
so your movement speed's back up. You're feeling better. You still have the 1 level.
Wait a minute. What's the restoration? Fixes this shit? Come here.
It helps with keeps people going a little bit.
You're not going to heat my armor again, are you?
No. I can counteract the thingo with some thingo and at 5 times.
Oh,
Kinda,
all right.
maybe, sorta. So come here so I can touch you.
Okay.
Bibblester, before you do that, however, roll a perception check because Skathis was obviously exhausted. Under 1 level exhaustion, the exhaustion would not be visibly noticeable. So roll a perception check for me at disadvantage. Actually,
8.
perception or medicine check at disadvantage.
Okay, we'll do medicine check because I'm actually proficient with that one.
Okay, straight roll.
Oh, I did a disadvantage anyway.
Add your proficiency to it.
For 18.
So you're looking over both Skathis and Alnos, you're sort of looking around while you got the opportunity. They do look a little red-eyed. Could be afflicted by something. Not entirely sure what. Maybe the cold's getting to them. So I would allow you to cast it.
Come here so I can touch you.
I move over just, cautiously.
I just cast Lesser Restoration, which now I've got to find where the bloody hell I tick it off.
Because you get cast it 5 times per day, is it? Or
5 times per rest.
Per long rest, yeah. So just make a note of it.
No, I found it. It's not underneath spells. It's actually underneath features and traits.
Yeah.
Yep, touch them, and then I'd feel that warm sensation go through them. And
you do it to them both?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both no longer exhausted, feeling much better. After about an hour or so, Casimir, which will give you the ability of short rest too, guys. If you want to take it, up to you. If you've taken damage, you want to use a hit die. You spend about an hour in this little cabin overhang before Casimir sort of says, "You should be okay. Carry on," and heads out again. Is there anything you guys wish to discuss over that hour?
My mindset would be on trying to get to our destination without dying.
I think that's everyone's mindset, really.
What do you guys want to do if the bird comes back for a snack? We should probably plan ahead for that.
Kill it.
Agreed.
So how long does your hunter's mark last?
1 hour.
So during that hour, do you wish to try and locate, because it gives you a direction, doesn't it?
It says you choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target. You have advantage on wisdom checks to find it. Survival checks to find it. So
Okay. That's tracking it. You can't really track a bird. Yeah, so, I mean, after the hour it would be gone anyway, but if it were to come back, I would definitely give you an advantage on something. I don't know what, but after an hour it does dissipate.
Does anybody need anything else before we get started going again?
Thank you, Evldoa. I feel much better after that magic. Not the one that warmed my nipples, but the other one.
What? The nipple warming didn't help?
30 seconds, yeah.
Okay, well, next time I'll only do it for 3 seconds. Slowly cook you instead of full on cook you.
Yeah, maybe do that to the enemy. That seems quite dangerous.
I actually need them to be wearing armor for that spell to work.
That's a good point.
Normally they're running around buck naked, so it doesn't really work on.
But sword handles actually go in, like the metal goes into the actual handle part of the sword through, so the leather and stuff they're holding could get heated from within, and you could make them drop their weapons. You know that, right?
Would that work on undead? Because don't they feel no pain?
Well, maybe not undead, but the not undead that we fight.
Well, if it was a non-undead, they would be wearing armor, and I'd set them on fire.
Yeah. Well, what if? I guess if someone died with armor on, they'd be undead with armor on out there, right? It could work.
Maybe if I casted mending on the armor so that it's better, and then it's too much work. Just use rifle to shoot them.
Yeah. Yeah, good
I think
idea.
that works better. Rifle or firebolt, but I'm a bit better aim than Adok.
All right. Okay. You know, what I would like to say is this drow, as Adok's like sitting on him, pointing down towards him, does not like to stand still. It's very hard to aim. It's not my fault. I'm 2019 vision. Very good.
So you're
The drow beneath you just sort of grunts and looks up at you.
so wait, 2019 vision. Really?
Yeah, I've got dark vision, so that means I see better than what most people do. Normally it's 1919 vision, where I'm 2019 because I'm one above.
You know, I'll leave that one alone.
By the way, Mr. Drow, have you got a torch?
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I just didn't know your name, so I thought I'd call you Mr. Drow. Mr. Night Elf, Mr. Elf, sir.
Not a drow. Dusk elf. There is a slight difference. Although you could be forgiven for making a mistake.
Great. Glad to hear it. Just wondering, do you got a torch?
Don't need a torch.
No, I
can
know
see
you don't.
perfectly in the darkness.
It's not for me, yeah? It's for the little devil friend over the back there. Doesn't handle the cold much.
Pretty sure a torch won't help at night.
All right. Well, better than nothing. You're the expert.
Clearly.
Gathos, are you holding anything in your person that I could probably cast a light on? I want to see if it warms you or not.
Why don't you just light his head?
And then I light his belt, maybe. if
Wait,
it's what
doesn't
I-
he have
if it's what I-
horns? Just
Does
touch
he
his
have
horn and
horns?
light his
Oh,
horn.
I light his horn.
So you cast light on Skathis' horns. This emits a bright light out to 20 feet and a dim light to further 20 feet, which is in this little outcropping is probably quite blinding to anyone sitting close. But
I put my
the
hood
spell
back up.
doesn't specifically say that it gives off
It
any
doesn't.
heat. It is a magical light, so it's not like a flame. I would say it probably doesn't give any heat at all.
How do you feel?
Placebo.
Better? What?
I don't feel any different. Cold. Really cold.
Maybe it takes a few minutes or something.
You can see the two dusk elves, even Casimir, squinting quite badly against this light.
I pull my hood up over my head.
It's very bright. Do you mind? And it's Casimir talking to you, Cedric.
Oh, I don't think I can turn it off. Sorry.
If
If
you
he
would,
put his hood on,
if you
he's
keep your
good.
hood up, Catus, I think good.
He's good.
I don't want you to be a beacon for the rock, after all.
Shall we move along? This place is really cold and I'm not liking it.
Yes, haste is our friend.
The more we move, the warmer we get, right? Is that right, Mr. Drow?
And kind of smiles to himself.
Casimir he grins, dismissing the comment and in an almost forgiving way as well. The other two, however, give you a look, almost as if to say, "Don't turn your back on me at any time."
Alex gonna mutter to himself, "Oh, so it's all right if the white fella says it? No, that's fine, but the goblin, no."
You would get Adok, I think you'd be able to read body language enough to know that this drow that you're currently riding on is not impressed with being called a drow. So you would get the understanding that he's not overly happy about Kana saying it either. He just hasn't. He's keeping to a level of sort of import. He's there for Casimir at this point, not for anything else. So he's sort of holding his tongue and his actions based on that.
I'm gonna pull out 2 coins, whisper into his ear, like, "Look, I'm sorry, mate. If you can forgive us, here's 2 coins. Have it. Take it."
He takes it.
Zadriel's gonna kind of try to be sly and look at the dusk elf that's carrying Adok and be like, "Do you want me to take him?" Kind of like gestures, like.
He just closes his eyes and holds up hands, so it's fine. And with that, Casimir says, "Well, I suppose we should move on. Still got a little ways to go." And leads the way out. So with the exhaustions gone, you all follow suit and make your way back onto the path, heading up the mountain once again. Keeping a wary eye for the rock as you do so, keeping an ear out. No need for perception rolls. You will all be watching the sky, watching occasionally the skyward around you, being more aware now that it's made itself present. Made itself aware, I say. So with that, another hour passes. Getting higher into the mountain, it's getting colder. You can now see in the shadows the outskirts or the outline of the temple. I need you all to make another Constitution saving throw, please. DC 20 to beat this time.
It's a bit cold up here, gentlemen.
26.
Remember, you get the +5.
Nat 1.
Nat 1 from Karnos. The +5 is a 13.
Still 13 is pretty good for a Nat 1.
That's not bad.
Not nice.
Scathus, you fail also. So Scathus.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yes,
23.
You do. How do you get a 23?
+5.
Oh,
from
no,
Zadriel.
Adok, sorry. I was reading the wrong one.
Wow.
Adok fails.
I failed, yeah.
I was looking at the picture, not at the name. You look similar. You look red and scaly as well. So Karnos and Adok. Feels all good. You both gain a level of exhaustion as the cold bites in against you now. Adok, you can now see what Karnos was talking about earlier. It is getting bitterly, bitterly cold. Far colder than you've ever experienced before.
Adok, do you notice as it gets snowier and we get closer to the rim of the sky, it's definitely getting much colder and harder to breathe and walk, right?
Oh, I can't feel my fingers. I've noticed that. Tell you what, if I warm you up and I set you on fire, can you just stand close to me?
I'll tell you what, I can't feel your fingers either, and no.
Alright, fair enough.
So
I'll
one
set
level
myself on fire.
one level of exhaustion for you guys as you trudge forward.
Adam's gonna cast a firebolt, send it on himself.
Oh shit! I won't even get you roll to hit. You at point blank range. Just roll the damage and take the damage, and it won't really warm you up. It'll be like an instant gratification, then gone kind of thing.
I hope that Dusk Elf is bald.
He's wearing. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm not gonna use the flute, the arcanes, just in his hands. Like
Okay.
5 damage is total.
So you take 5 fire damage, which gives you an insta warp for like a split second. You feel toasty and warm, and then ouch, and then cold.
Alright, it was a bad idea. Alright, anyone else?
As you proceed forward, as you start to break almost the cloud cover, the snow and wind start to slow down a little bit, like starts to quieten down as you now breach through the cloud cover. And you see for the first time at the top of this mountain range the outside of the Amber Temple. Magnificent building itself. So, proceed further forward. Casimir turns, beckons you up, and you move towards the exterior of this place. Moves you around to one side of the temple. And we now have you outside of the front of the building itself. A big facade of buildings. So a snow-swept gravel road climbs a mountainside as it travels north from Salinka Pass towards the temple. Once you reach the end of this road, the road fades away into sort of snow-covered rocks and such, but it takes you far enough to see. You can see the carved exterior of this temple. The front of the structure is 50 feet high, has 6 alcoves containing 20-foot tall statues. Each statue is carved from a single block of amber, so very yellowish stone. It depicts faceless hooded figures, the hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot archway and a staircase leading down. So that is what you see here.
This is beautiful.
So Casimir again turns and says to you, my guard will wait up here. They will make sure no one enters behind us, or at least warn us if something does. You will accompany me inside.
Casimir, just a question.
Of course.
These large stone warriors.
More like priests than warriors.
Priests? Are they? I mean, I've heard things about statues like these. Are they lifeless by day, but come alive to protect the temple at night?
No, they are just statues. Nothing more.
Okay, just checking.
So with that, he continues onward and says to you that his guard will remain outside, and you are to accompany him inside. Oop, put a light out there when you shouldn't have been. He's going to follow forward. Can I get a marching order from you guys, please?
Zadriel will go up front.
Kanos would also like to be near the front.
Zadriel and Karnos.
I'll follow behind Karnos.
I will follow closely behind the 2 tankiest members of our party.
So that kind of puts Fibble kind of in the rear. A little bit.
Mr. DM.
Yes.
I have 2 tokens on this map.
You have 2 tokens?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Where's the other one?
Over here.
Oh, is it in the center? Hang on, I was playing around with stuff. Yes, you do. No, you don't. It's all good. I remembered, yes, I was playing around with some of the things on here. Right, that's better. So, Casimir leads the way, and at this point I will move you guys for you just at the moment. You follow Casimir as he leads you towards the archway.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
So he leads you to the top of the stairs. So icy steps descend 10 feet to a time-ravaged hallway with arrow slits in the walls. You can sort of see off in the distance, a broken archway leads to a large, very large room. So he proceeds down the stairway. You can see the arrow slits, which you can't actually see into these rooms. The arrow slits are a little higher than what you can see, so just ignore what you see coming through these walls here. Not much in there to see anyway. But you move forward. Now what you see before you, we zoom out a little bit here for the viewers at home. You guys can zoom out, give yourself full scale of what you see as you step into this alcove. I just need to move you just for 1 second over here. So a 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with a shattered railing overlooks a vast temple. Black marble staircases at each end of the balcony descend 30 feet to the temple floor below. The vaulted ceiling is 30 feet above the balcony. The walls and ceilings are covered with an amber glaze, leading to the gloom of golden sheen. A set of amber doors stand closed at the west end of the balcony. A simple pair stands open to the east, which is the open one here, obviously the closed one here. So as you, I'd say, what are you guys' passive perceptions? I think you're all passives will be able to see this. So here,
11.
along this wall here, you won't be able to see you can see a glowing light sort of passing by the window, these makeshift windows, and you saw them as you came in. They look more like arrow slits from on a castle, but occasionally you see light past them and then move away.
With Zodriel's vision, she can see over, because the doors are open, I guess, over here. If she looks over here, does she see this, looks like a caved-in thing?
Yes, you can see, as you sort of look down there, essentially line of sight would pay, it kind of hard to tell what it is, but it looks like it may be a hole in the floor. It looks like it possibly, from where you're looking, could be man-made. Looks like someone may have tried to dig their way in at some point. Casimir just sort of turns to you all now and says, right, again, I shall reiterate, be very, very careful. We are searching for anything that would be helpful. I have been in this part of the temple. I have searched some of the areas on the lower level at the other end. Some of these rooms I have not been in.
Casimir, would there be anybody here?
It's hard to say. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
It's just, I thought I saw some lights moving over.
There are many things strange in this place. The ember reflects light rather well, as you can see from the glow. It's almost as if this place is bathed in sunlight, no?
Oh, you're not wrong. And Carlos pulls forth the sun sword, not lighting it up, but just trying to get a feel of the emotion of the sun sword at this point.
As you put your hand on the hilt, you don't even have to draw it to get that feeling. You can just grasp it in your hand, but drawing it out, you concentrate, and there's definitely a feeling of unease about it. Like there's not sure about this place, but there's a sense of certainty as well that you kind of need to be here. But there's that underlying feeling, the moment when you touch that sword, you get the flash of the Sergei's face, the pool, the gazebo, and the words of Irina sort of come to the forefront of your mind again.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. I thought Irina's message said north. I say this to Casimir. I thought Irina's message said north. Excuse my ramblings. I had a funny dream, and is there a pool in here or something?
Not here. You said north.
Yeah, someone in a dream said there's like a gazebo and a pool, drifting snow, and I saw a path to a castle or a church. I guess hard to say from the dream. It was fuzzy, but not too dissimilar to something like this. But I feel for me that she told me wanted me to go north, but I mean this is about as far south as we get, right?
The only other place north from here is, well, north from where you were, Kresk, Gratotok Mountains.
So it's probably
come to think of it, there is a pool. Not a pool as such, a small pond in Kresk. Said to be of magical nature.
in Kresk.
Maybe this is what your dream is alluding to.
It's good to know. I'm gonna keep that in my memory banks. Thank you, Casimir.
Of course.
That whole Mr. Drafting, I was just playing fun with Enoch earlier. It's not a problem. I know your names.
So, shall we proceed?
I look back to Zedriel.
Do you all want to do this room by room, methodically, or we follow?
I'll leave it up to you.
I believe we should do it room by room as a group.
Okay, Doc?
Does anyone have some rope? As you start looking around the Amber Temple.
Yes.
Right. What I think someone should do is tie it around me and then tie it around themselves. Like a leash. Yeah.
At least for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
I don't mind doing that if that's what you want.
Do you have those manacles? You can firebolt the rope.
I mean, true.
Well, how about
All right.
maybe you and Mr. Stibb just stick with me. I'll keep you safe.
I don't think it's keeping him safe. I think it's him keeping out of trouble, Carlos.
I think it's him keeping us safe by not killing us by making a bad decision.
It's a good point. Maybe we should tie him to one of the Dusk Elves. How do you guys feel about that?
The two Dusk Elves waited outside. It's just Casimir that's come in.
Oh, sweet. That's right. They did too. I forgot. In that case, how about we tie him outside to one of those Dusk Elves?
You can just tie him to me, I guess. I don't like it, but...
Put him to me.
Wear him as a backpack? What do you think? No? Okay.
I mean, you could. I was just thinking if I misty step...
Maybe I can help.
Just...
And Casimir walks up to Adok and kneels down to your level. Says, do you trust me?
No. But I don't trust anyone, so yeah, don't take offense.
I'll try this anyway. You can either make a wisdom save or not. The choice is yours.
Nah, you wouldn't. He's shit at wisdom saves anyway.
So he puts his hand on your forehead and casts suggestion on you. As you've allowed it, you automatically fail the save. And he just simply says, don't touch. That's concentration. And I believe, I'm not sure how long it lasts for. An hour? I'll read it here quickly.
Do you guys want me to be the doorman, check for traps and locks and things, or is someone else going to do that?
Please do.
Right,
It lasts for 8 hours. So the instruction was simply don't touch anything, stay with the group.
All right, Zadriel, point to the door and let me at it.
Well, I see down there's like a hole in the ground, and that door's open, but this door over here is closed, so maybe to our left?
To the closed door, there you say.
So I'll give you guys control now. So just don't wander off. Try and stick together as much as possible until we sort of explore each area, because I do have things that will need to be said at certain points.
Excellent. You all want to stand there while I open the door? Is that your plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand like a one on each side of the door kind of thing. It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna do
Casimir
it.
hangs back a little bit.
I reach to the...
As you reach the door, I need you, the closest to the door, Zadriel and Carlos, you both make a perception roll, please. Just quickly.
Oh.
And I was going to sort of run my hands and eyes around the door and look for traps.
Yep, so make your perception first.
Percepticon.
12.
My mouse is not working. There it is. Not so much. 6.
6 and a 12. With this 12, I mean, Carlos, you're probably preoccupied looking at the door and sort of running your hand over it. With a 12, Zadriel, as you sort of look at the door, you can see a shadow move across the bottom of the gap between the door and the floor. It's where you see a shadow move across the door. Not entirely sure what it was or what it could be, but you think something moved across the door, you're not sure.
I just whisper, Carlos. Shadow.
He's sort of running his eyes and hands around the outsides of the door and checking it, looking at the lock.
Investigation. What
16.
What are you looking for? Traps, or does it see if it's locked?
Traps, specifically traps.
It's a traps. So with a 16, does not appear to be trapped. You don't see any obvious mechanisms that would lead you to believe that it's trapped.
And as Zadriel says that, he's excuse me. He says, yeah, I muted myself quickly though. He says, okay, I shall whisper then. This door does not seem to be trapped. Would you like me to open it? Arms at the ready.
And Zadriel gets her weapons ready. But I look at Skathis and Adak like,
Okay, so everyone is prepared in case something bad happens.
Does the
So-
door look to open in or out?
It looks like it opens in.
Sweet. So I'm just going to do the old. Is it like a clicky door handle or is it a pushy?
It looks like it's a ring, and you've got to turn it one way to lift like a bar on the inside.
Yeah.
It-
Okay,
You
cool.
know it's going to be noisy. It's not something you can turn overly quietly.
So I'm just going to turn and sort of kick the door open inwards.
Okay, so open the door. Also open both doors so you get full disclosure there before we go and do anything else. So as you kick open the door, several faces look up to you. In this room is 6 bedrolls, and in the center of the room is a very large wolf. They look up, they seem to be sharpening weapons. A couple of them sitting there with stones on swords. You hear the scraping, and they sort of stop and look up as the door slams open. And they all stand almost immediately, weapons drawn, and a battle ready starts.
Good morning.
hello.
So, give me 1 second here. We've got to highlight everybody. We are going to do that, so I can pop that out.
So, as I do that, I lead with, my name is Carlos, and I'm here to talk to you about the DM and the things he can do for everyone here in the whole of Barovia. That'd be about all I get, I suppose.
I agree. Do you feel depressed and alone sometimes? The DM can help with that.
and all you hear back in response to that is as these big, like these guys are 6'4", 6'5", broad-shouldered. They look almost Goliath in nature. They're huge.
Are they wearing
And
armor?
they looks like they're wearing bits and pieces of armor. It's kind of hard to tell from where you are at the moment. But roll initiative, please.
Fibble, they're wearing armor. Oh, fucking hell.
9.
Fucking 8. Shit rolls
Alright,
tonight.
so there was some interesting rolls there. Interesting rolls.
18.
18. Yeah, I've got the rolls. Don't have to give me your rolls. They come up in the encounter, which is pretty cool. I just need to roll Casimir. Cool. So Skatus, you get the initiative order. So from wherever you are on the stairs, you hear Karnos and Zadriel speaking, and it's like, okay. Then you hear the sort of the growling of something within the door. So it is your turn first up. Adok, you're on board after that.
I can't see shit, can I?
You can't see anything at this point. You would have to move to get a view of what they are seeing.
That's what I'm seeing.
That's what you're seeing. You see the large wolf-like creature in the center of the room stands up and its hackles are up, its fur is bristling. In fact, it is growling quite viciously now. That is what you see.
Okay, so I'm going to say sorry for this, Carlos. Switch to that. And use... that's right, I want to use Water Whip.
On which target?
Do that one.
That dude there. What is the save?
The save for Water Whip is a dex save of 13.
That would be a 18.
That passes. So he takes half of 21.
So that'll be 10.
And that's it.
Takes 10 damage as the water, as this spectral whip of water slashes out at him, slashes across his chest, but doesn't latch on and pull him forward. And he just looks at you, growls back. You can see the broken, mottled teeth. And looks like he's got a headdress of maybe a wolf or a bear draped over his shoulders and head. Very menacing looking person indeed. Next up is, before you, Adok, is this guy. And this guy charges forward straight into you, Karnos. Charges forward and is going to make a bite attack at you, sir. 24 to hit. 11 points of piercing damage and a strength save, please.
Strength save, you say?
Yes, please.
Finally. 27.
You're good. And Zadriel's within 10 feet, so it'll be 32. You are more than fine. As it leaps forward and tries to bite you and push you down, you manage to hold your ground, push your back foot, hold your stance, and fight against it. But it does manage to bite down onto your shoulder, causing a little bit of damage. Adok, you are up. Zadriel on board.
Okay. Adok is going to reach into his component pouch, and then he's going to stop. He's going to go, shit! And he's going to go to reach for his arcane firearm, and he's going to go, oh, I can't do that either. Oh no, I can't touch anything. Ah, fuck! And then he's going to go, firebolt at the wolf.
I think you're taking that a little too literal, but that's cool. DM's inspiration, dude.
Wisdom, though.
DM inspiration for that, dude. Honestly, that was awesome. So, roll ahead.
And yeah, not using his flute, so he doesn't get the extra DA, but yeah, he's
No
just cast a fireball
worries.
in his hands at the wolf.
Dex save.
No,
Or is this roll to hit?
Firebolt. sorry.
Firebolt. Okay, so just a
Next
roll to
level
hit.
up though, I get Fireball if you want to give it to me.
No. 28 hits.
28. Alright. 10 damage.
10 points of damage, no worries, as the firebolt streaks forward and strikes this large wolf in its chest, singeing its hair, and you hear it sort of whelp, and then it back up and growls back in your face, Karnoff. His breath kind of pretty stinky too, by the way. With that, is that your turn, Adok?
He's gonna look at Casper and he's gonna go, any chance that you can, maybe alter the words of your suggestion spell sort of thing? Because I'm a bit of a literal folk.
Nope, he just seems to be ignoring you.
Fuck.
He seems a little bit focused himself. So what happens now is this guy here that you attacked, Skathis, charges right out the door to you. Zadriel, you will get an attack of opportunity as he shoots past you, not seeing you behind the sort of wall there. But he charges out towards Skathis.
Is it not close enough for me to get the attack?
That's not Skathis.
That's Adok, sorry. Whoever's there. You have a flute and a staff, you look the same.
Cardinals probably gets one as well. I'm gonna activate Relentless Avenger. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can move half your speed immediately after the attack as part of the same reaction. So,
I would say, Karnos, you're preoccupied with the wolf at this point, as he shot past at pace.
It's a 21 to hit.
So I'll give it to you, but at disadvantage.
No, I wouldn't use it anyway.
You wouldn't use it?
But no, not thinking about what I'm better to use.
Okay, cool, no worries. So yes, 21 hits.
And 15 damage.
15 bludgeoning damage.
Going to move up to him as well. Oops. I went
Move
over
into him.
Gonna move into him.
Let's move you, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's sort of.
I'll move you. I'll move you.
Move me up
there.
to them.
There you go. I can use shift. You can
There
move
you
yourself more precisely.
Would I get an attack of opportunity?
No, you would not.
Okay.
You would have been outside the range. So he moves there, and my apologies, Adok will get a smack in the chops with a great axe. 23 to hit. 13 points of slashing damage to you, Adok.
Yep, that hits.
As he slams down. He's not going to do that just yet. That is his turn. Zadriel, now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to try and smack him twice with the hammer.
No worries. Fiddlestib, you're up after Zadriel, after a few creatures.
It's
That
a
hits.
24 with 20 damage.
20 damage.
And
No
the
problem.
next hits with a 12, so I think that probably misses.
That misses.
Yeah.
Takes the
that's-
damage, and you hear him, that thud against human flesh, and he just turns and grits his teeth and growls, almost like an animal growls at you. The stench of his breath is kind of overpowering by this point.
That's it for me for now.
Again, this guy here, these guys got. He's just going to rock into you guys here. And he is going to attack recklessly. He will get advantage on this attack against you, Skathis. 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
You only get 4 points of slashing damage though, but he does hit you. He is going to swing his second attack, which he does get an advantage as well. It's a natural 20 for 25, so you'll take 26 points of slashing damage on the second. But you will also
Ouch.
get advantage on your attacks against him as well. Everyone will, so that you included Karnos. Oh, not that you'd probably know that at this point, but so that's his turn. Next up is this guy. Shoots around the corner, comes to here. Oop, closes the door, opens it again. He's going to shoot out to here. So Skathis and Karnos, if you choose to do so, will get the attack of opportunity as he bypasses both of you.
No, I'll hold my
You're not going to do it?
reaction
Okie dokie.
points.
13 to hit.
That misses. So he will also attack you, Skathis. Moves into a flanking position. Not going to be attacking recklessly, however. Still get the advantage, but it'll be a single attack. And misses with a 7. So you're good. Next up is this guy. Moves to here. He is going to throw a spear at you, Karnos. 11.
Unfortunately,
That
that is
misses.
not enough. Clanks off my
Yep.
armor.
Hits your armor. But he does get a multi-attack. So he gets to throw a second spear. Which I think misses as well. With 16.
Yeah, I use my shield. I just grab my shield from the side and boom, it drops to the ground.
No problem. That is his turn. And next up is this guy. Fibble, you're up after this dude. He's going to come down to here and hold his position. Fibblesip, you're up. Karnos, you're on board.
Alright, so tag him. There we go. That guy, I need to make a Dex saving throw.
A Dex saving throw. And natural 1 fails.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll roll damage.
What are you
So
casting?
Tasha's Coxie.
That's a line.
It's a line, 30 foot. He's just at the end of it. So
Okay, but it does remain for a minute too, so...
yeah. So he's just got coated with acid. Takes 11 points acid damage, and will take 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of his turns, unless he tries to clean it off himself.
Cool. So he's taking
Wait a minute.
11 damage.
Or is it 4d6? Oh, 4d.
44.
Oh, so it'd be okay. So it'd be 44 at the start of the next turn as well.
I think just double check. It's 44 base damage. I'm not sure if the extra damage is 44 or 2d4 as well.
Well,
Just double
it's
check.
2d4. It's 2d4 at level 1. I cast it at level 2.
Okay, so
Which
44 at
makes
the start of his turn.
it 44. So
Done.
yeah. And that's it.
That's it. Karnos, you're up.
Right. As I pull the sun sword
No problem.
and I look at this creature in front of me, it looks it's very dog-like, wolf-like.
It looks exactly like a wolf, but like a brown wolf, but much bigger. Twice, 2.5 times bigger. It's very big.
Right. I'm going to be wielding the sun sword one-handed as I have my shield. I take the first strike as I try to lop its head. Oh, it is.
That is
better
a
than me.
miss.
That is a miss.
Natural 1.
And I sort of just spin reverse and try to take its front legs from under it. Hopefully, with a little bit. God.
That is also a miss. It's very agile. It seems to be dodging your attacks. It's like a wolf, but dire. Exactly, Drax.
And then I get to that point where I'm like, ah! And I use my bonus action to quick toss the shield, also using my feature and trait to add, fuck that thing is called, to a superiority dice. I always forget what they're called.
Who are you quick tossing your shield at?
Quick tossing my shield at that fellow. Oh, come on, work.
This
That
one
there.
here? Yep, I'll allow it. If it was one behind, I'd probably say wouldn't be able to get it past the wolf, but no, that one you should be able to.
I just try on the diagonal.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking too. I don't want to have to try and go too far from my shield later.
No problem.
I have it made quick toss a thing here, so here we go. Hey, natural fucking 20, about time.
It's-
29 to hit with my shield.
It hits in the damage.
And it is 2d6 plus 5 plus the d8 from my
Superiority die.
superiority. Oh, nice. 16 plus 8 is something.
24.
24. 24 bludgeoning damage.
That was a natural 22, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
So
Oh,
what's,
yeah, it
what's
was
the
indeed.
base damage of the shield? 2d6?
No, it's
was a
2d6
1d6.
because of it. It was a 2d6 because of that fucking
Oh,
thing.
the
So it's a
critical
1d6.
hit. So
yes.
we'll say 6 plus... Oh, we'll leave it at that, 24.
Yeah, 24.
We'll run whatever D&D
That's
Beyond
fine.
says on that. That works.
I forgot
um,
about D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's weird. It's all good. It would have worked out roughly the same, I think, anyway.
I'm happy with that. And with that, I will action surge.
So you no longer have your shield.
But I no longer have my shield, so I'm now dual wielding or two-handed wielding the sun sword. So I take a swipe right over the top of this damn dog. 15 to hit,
That hits.
and two-handed damage this time. 12 radiant damage.
It takes it, yelps as you strike it.
Dinner.
And then I spin around and try to lop its head off one more time.
One
With
more
a
time.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Come on, baby. Another 10 damage radiant.
Another 10 damage.
This creature is not undead, I take
It
it.
is not undead.
That's good, just checking.
What have you marked yourself with there?
I've got that one level of exhaustion,
That's
so
right.
I couldn't find exhaustion, so I just put a down arrow.
Looks good to me.
and I meant to add an extra d8 radiant, even though it's not undead, it still adds d8
Yep.
radiant.
Does.
So I'll roll that. So that's another 7 damage on top of what I just did, so 17.
Nice. It's looking a little bloody. Looking a little bloody.
And that is it for Karnos.
That is it for Karnos. It's now this dude's turn. He stands up and rushes forward. Dashes to... Oop, if I get it right. Dashes right out here to you. And makes his attack recklessly at you, Karnos.
Reckless.
He's reckless, so he gets advantage on his attacks, and he gets 2. First attack, 12. I think that'll miss.
That's a miss as I just parry out of the way.
Second is a 16.
That hits because my shield is gone, but
It
with
is.
the parry, I'm going to use my reaction, which I've been holding. And because he missed, I'm going to riposte.
So you get 9 slashing damage, and what is your riposte?
My riposte will be two-handed, so come on, baby. 13.
13 damage? In
No,
return?
13 to hit.
Oh,
To hit.
that misses.
So I missed with my riposting attack.
So
So I
riposte
took 11.
misses. Next up is Casimir. He assesses the situation, looks around at you guys, and what is he going to do here? He is going to cast 3rd level fireball right in the room. 27 points of fire damage, so this guy needs to make a dex save for half damage, which he does so. 21. This guy needs to make the dex save. He also saves. 19. Circa.
Am I on that edge as well?
Oh, you're just outside of it. It'll be toasty, but you
Oh,
are
very warm.
out of it. That guy, I believe, what was it? 15 fails. So this guy here takes full damage, 27 points of fire damage. Doesn't seem overly phased by it though. This guy takes half of that. What's up? Oh crap! I deleted him by accident. Put him back. All good.
Yay, he's dead.
Not quite. He's back. So half 27 is 13. Wolf is engulfed in flame and starts to howl and screech and growl as it drops to the floor, bubbling and burning. Smell of burning flesh and fur filling your nostrils, Karnos. Back to the top, Skathis. You're up, Skathis. Edok, you're on board.
That one targeting unarmed strike. 16 to hit.
It hits.
Seven bludgeoning.
7 bludgeoning.
Second attack. 16 to hit.
Hits.
9 damage. Spending a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
Do it all over again.
21
Hits.
to hit. 4 damage.
4 bludgeoning.
20 to hit.
Should have been doing these at advantage too, by the way, but they all hit, so.
6 damage.
6 damage.
That's it.
That's it for you. Pummeling shots, lefts and rights, pummeling into this guy, but he's not overly phased by it. Taking damage, but he's not really worried too much. Adok, it's your turn. Zedriel on board.
Adok, as his bonus action, is going to use Nimble Escape to disengage, slide underneath Casimir's legs to end up over here.
No worries.
And as his action, modular spheres of blood are going to come out from his axe wound that he's got from the Berserker, and he's going to cast Bane at a 3rd level, which enables me to target 5 people.
5 people.
Bang, bang, bang. All need to make charisma saving throws, DC 14.
They're all Berserkers, so I'll make 1 save for the whole lot. Nice and easy.
As the blood dispersed into mist over them.
10. They all fail.
Fantastic. Now Bane is going to subtract a d4 from their attack rolls and saving throws and shit like that.
No worries. Really noted. So that's the 5 Berserkers. Cool.
That's it.
That's
Let's
it.
go. Oh, actually, before he ends, he's going to yell out to Fibble, and he's going to say, "Fibble, get more cannon legs! I can't touch anything!"
With that, it is now this guy's turn. He will attack recklessly at you, Zedriel. He will be at a minus d4. So, gets the advantage. 23 minus 4, 19 to hit.
That hits.
It hits 7 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
Second attack does not hit. That's well below minus a d4, isn't it? Oh, it's minus a 4, so it'll be minus 3. 9 to hit. That definitely misses. You will get advantage on your attacks back at him. Fiddlestip, he takes 4d4 acid damage. End or start of his turn.
12 at the start of his turn. So
He
it's set
is
now.
dead. As the acid eats through his feet into his legs, and he just cries out in pain and drops to the floor, bubbling away in the acid. So that is him gone. Zedriel, you're up.
I'm gonna look at
Fibble on
this
board.
guy over. Oh,
This one here.
yep. And I'm gonna move you. And as my bonus action, I'm gonna abjure enemy, which means I get advantage on attack rolls against him.
Yep.
And I move up to him and.
You'd get
smack-
advantage anyway for flanking. So
Oh,
you don't
shit.
have to use it if you don't wish.
Rewind. I take that off.
Yeah.
Save that for later.
Yeah, you would know that. Looking at the situation, Skathis, Karnos, you're all surrounding it. So
But
20 to hit.
Yep.
That hits.
Alright, that's gonna be 19 damage.
19 bludgeoning.
Yep.
He is bloodied. He is looking a little worse for wear. 23 hits.
Yep. And that's gonna be 20 damage.
He is not looking healthy at all. In fact, he has dropped to one knee, heavily breathing.
And I'm gonna say, finish him, boys. And that's me.
It is you. It is now his turn. And he brings himself back to his feet, turns to face you, and he will make reckless attacks against you, giving him the advantage. But he'll only make one as he's low on health. He doesn't really have much strength left. 23 to hit.
Yeah,
Minus a d4. 19 to hit. I believe that still hits.
Yeah.
So 12 points of slashing damage from him. Next up is his buddy over here, who's going to attack you, Skathis, and he's going to do so recklessly. Natural 20 for 25 points of slashing damage. 24 to hit on the second. 12 points of slashing damage.
Sorry, that was 12, was it?
12 was the second one, yeah. Next up is the armored dude here. He moves himself into you, Karnos. And he is going to strike at you. He gets 3 attacks. He's going to use his... What else has he got here? Right, so he's going to attack you with his spear. First one misses. Second one misses. Holy crap. Third one, 23 to hit. You're muted.
That gets through me armor.
14 piercing damage. You will take also another 1 poison damage as well.
Ugh.
That is his turn. Fibble, you're up. Karnos on board.
Alright, so dispel the other one by forgetting to keep it up.
No worries.
Move to there, and then cast it again, but only at first level this time. So I need both of those two guys to make dex saves.
30 feet, yeah?
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
Cool. Done. This guy will die instantly regardless of his save. He's that low on health.
That's cool.
So we'll get rid of him. This guy will make his save, which he will get an advantage because of his Berserker. 17. So he takes half damage.
-4. Apparently. With the Bane.
Oh, yes. Sorry. He is Bane. Thank you very much.
1 yeah.
13.
Yeah, no, he fails then.
So he'll take full
So-
damage.
Yeah, it takes
2d4?
Yeah, I did the 2d4. It was
Well, it's
5
5.
damage.
Look at that. There we go. Done. Thanks for reminding me about the Bane, because I'll forget.
Oh, good.
We've got 2 left with Bane. This guy and this guy. Oh, shutting the door. Oh, and this guy. 3 left with Bane. Is that your turn, Fibble?
I do 2 things. I say, stay out of the green shit, and what the fuck are you going on about, Adok?
Karnos, you're on board. You're up.
Carlos, two-handed wielding his sun sword, sees the big dude in front of him. Took a bit of a beating that last round. He says, well, I tried to talk to you about the DM, and he swings the sun sword, trying to take off his arm. I'm going to go for a disengaging weapon attack. Fucking natural 1 again.
Natural
It's
1.
like a third one tonight. Goes for his arm, but that bastard's too
Parries
quick.
with his shield. Spear and shield he's got, so he's just parrying with his shield.
As I miss, I bring an upstroke, trying to come up into his ribs, and I said,
This is, damn it, the DM is with me. And this time I hit, but I am going to Divine Smite using one spell slot.
No worries. Divine Smite away.
For the first time. So I get Sunsword damage.
Get Sunsword
9
damage.
plus a D8.
Yep.
Plus another 2d8 of more divine energy.
14 plus the radiant energy increases on the sword.
23 in
releases
total.
23 in total.
As the divine energy rolls
The
down.
radiant cracks against his armor. See him wince against the pain.
Then, just double check this divine smiting business. When you hit the okay, cool. Didn't use my bonus action. As a bonus action, I'm going to quick toss one of my axes off my belt to that same dude in the room, one dude back in the room there.
Sure.
Where the fuck is that?
You have technically do have a free hand to reach down and grab it.
Yeah, it's part of that maneuver. It actually allows it, I think. So.
Yep.
So it says. That's a 21 to hit with quick
That
toss, and 6 plus I have to roll D8 for superiority. 14 total damage for that dude.
Done.
And that is it for Karnos. And he's impressed. His actually face is lit up with surprise as the radiant energy beams down from the DM for the first time.
Once again, Karnos, however, you are faced with great axe attacks from one of these guys.
Oh shit, he
recklessly
was too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Natural 20 for 18 points of slashing damage.
That's awesome.
Another natural 20 for 19 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
As he raises his axe up and just slams it into the back of you, opening up a rather large wound.
Son of a.
Even with the -4s, it still would have been a natural 20. Would have been over 20 both attacks, so both the same.
That's fine, they both hit.
So that is his turn. He's going to stay where he is. Casimir. He's again assessing the situation, looking at what he might be able to do here. He is going to cast Magic Missile at this dude back in the room here. He's going to cast it at 2nd level. Fires out 3 darts at 5 damage, so 15 damage. This guy here, as the spell ignites. That is Casimir's turn. He turns in his free turn, says to you, Adok, don't have to be so literal. You can touch your own weapons. And leaves it at that. Skathis, you're up. Adok on board. Zadriel to follow.
Taking that one there.
Fibble, 2d4. Can you roll that for me, please?
Another 5.
Another 5. Cool. Thank you. Who are you attacking, Skathis? This one?
Yep.
Cool. That hits.
Yep. 7.
7 points of bludgeoning damage. First damage this guy's taken.
25.
That hits.
8
8
damage.
points of bludgeoning damage.
Another key point spent for flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows, no worries. That
18 to
hits.
6 damage. Nat 1.
Nat 1, so that one will miss. He manages to fend off the last blow. Left, right, left punches, and then he just manages to block that kick against his shoulder. Is that your turn?
That it is.
Adok, you're up. Zadriel on board.
Okie dokie. Sweet. He's got to immediately with that reach into his bag, throw down his 2 cannon legs, and put up the flamethrower cannon just right in front of him. As his bonus
your,
action.
Put down your Eldritch Cannon. Here we go.
He's going to point it there. And I can't really rotate.
You can.
Sweet, fantastic. Then as part of that, he's going to say, alright, I'm going to let some fire go. Scathus, Karnos, move out of the way. And when you do, I'm firing. And he's going to hold his action.
Okay, so you hold the action to fire the cannon?
Yep.
That's you. Dedriel, you're up. Dribble on board.
Dadriella is going to smack at this one with her hammer as she raises it up. She says, "Very good, Carnos," for a dirty 20.
That hits.
And 14.
At advantage. This guy's used reckless, so your attacks against him will be at advantage.
Okay.
So
Well,
bear
that
that in
one
mind.
hits, so yeah, 14. I'll roll again because that was a 11 on
Oops.
that one. And then that 22
Yep, both hit.
and 18 on that one.
So you got 14 and 18, so that's what, 32. Nice.
Yeah, I
He's
believe
looking
mine
bloody.
was
Yes.
reckless as well.
Yep. They're all the berserkers are attacking reckless, so all your guys' attacks against them will be at advantage.
that last attack.
Should have re-rolled. But a natural
well.
one, you're not going to come back from a natural one. So we'll just let it go for now. You hit him a lot.
And
You'll be fine.
as Audrey looks around really quick, does she notice anyone does she notice Carnos is very hurt?
You would notice that Karnos and Scathus have taken a fair amount of damage.
Right, she just
They've
keeps
been
that in
they've
mind.
been the predominant targets here.
That's it for me.
Next up is this guy's turn. So Fibble, roll your 2d4 please, as he's not even caring about the acid. Four damage, and he once again targeting Karnos. 2 attacks at advantage recklessly. 19 to hit. Nine points of slashing damage. 23 to hit. 6 points of slashing damage.
You
Recklessly
watch it.
attacks.
You watch as Karnos goes, that one bit home, and drops to the floor, unconscious.
I would
Carnos.
like to use the reaction.
Can you use a reaction from that? What's your reaction? What is it?
It's that one spell we talked about. It's a reaction
yeah.
spell.
Yeah. Yes, I think I do remember this.
And it instead, divine protection.
Yes.
and
So it reduces
reaction.
him to 1 hit point instead of to
it
0, does
it raises him up one instead of 0. He will be reduce their hit points to 1d4 plus caster's con mod. I believe my con
Okay.
is +2.
So roll your d4.
So d4 +2.
So
Yep.
I don't actually hit the floor. It catches
No,
me
you
before
won't. Yeah.
Okay.
As I
moment
see
she
him start
reacts,
to
yeah.
fall, I was like,
So your eyes will roll back in your
Yes.
head and you'll start to drop. She'll
Nice.
react and cast. So roll your d4, Dedriel.
oh, me d4.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
And then you add your con modifier. This is a cool spell.
All right. 1.
Hey,
He gets 3 points.
so you get 3 points of healing as you start to wobble and your knees start to buckle, your eyes, you sort of come back to focus. You regain yourself. You're at 3 hit points.
Nice.
Get up.
Unfortunately,
I'm
it
up.
is this guy's turn next,
Shit.
and he is going to attack you anyway.
I still
3 attacks with his spear.
come on, low rolls.
22 to hit. 9.
That hits.
That hits.
That's
He's
a
going
low
to.
roll, isn't it?
He is going to continue his attacks on you as he has a high intelligence.
Okay.
So his second attack, which I believe, once you are unconscious, it's just got a hit,
Unconscious. Yep.
and it's an advantage
And it-
because you are prone.
Correct.
The natural 20. So
Right.
I'm gonna have to rule. How are we gonna rule this? I know how I would rule it.
Two automatic failures.
Two
for
automatic
sure.
failures on a death save.
Yep.
And with one more hit, at advantage with another natural 20. Karnos
Nice.
is impaled twice with a spear, one in the chest and one in the throat.
And
And
as he raises his arm up from the ground, and he'll go, Gorion, this would be a good time for a portal. And his arm falls to the ground.
Bibblesib, it is now your turn.
That fucks that plan up. The one that I highlighted, I'm gonna shoot a fireball at. So 21 to hit.
Which one did you highlight? I can't see amongst all this stuff
It's
going
the one that's actually also standing in the
on. Oh, it's in the acid? Cool.
acid. Yeah,
So that's 16 hits.
yeah. So he takes 14 points of fire damage.
And he is deceased as the fire and the acid work together to end his life.
Excellent. And I would drop the spell for the
Drop the
acid.
spell. No worries. Still have a minute to save Karnos' life too, guys. Just be aware. Next up was Karnos. Casimir. Let's see what Casimir has. He is have a whole lot here. He moves to here, not targeting Skathis, targets this guy with a firebolt. $18 to hit, 13 points of damage, which does hit. That's pretty much his turn, I believe. There's not much else he can do. Skathis, this is your turn.
So with that, I'm going to not target myself. Move one square up
You skirt around this guy.
and proceed to beat the living shit out of him, hopefully.
Go for it. Roll your attacks.
That ain't gonna work.
No, that will miss.
Second attack.
Dodges. That one hits.
Oh, come on, really? 4 damage.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
And another key point spent.
Flurry of blows again. Or
Yeah,
something
16
else.
to hit.
16 to hit. That hits.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
25 to hit.
25 does hit.
6 damage.
6 points of damage. That is your turn.
That it is.
Adok, you are holding an action. Do you wish to use it at any point? Now your turn again.
Well, you see Carlos go down, so he's not going to further singe him. So, with him in the row. So he's not going, he's going to drop his held to release the cannon. So he can still use it on a bonus action anyway.
Yep.
So what he's going to do is he is going to, as a spell, cast, shit, what is it called? Fuck. Scorching Ray, that's it.
Okay.
Second level at this dude right in front.
Roll to hit.
So 21,
Hits.
first one. 18 for the second one.
They both hit.
And 23 for the third one.
They all three hit. Are you targeting all three or just that one guy?
Until it drops, and then if it drops, the final one
You
would.
will drop on... What's the damage so far?
First one's 7.
Not quite enough.
Second one is 8.
Second one is enough to take him down. Leaving this guy and this guy.
I can't untarget that dude for some reason.
That's because I deleted him.
Target the spear guy.
Yep.
for the final one.
This one here.
For a total of 6 plus a D8 because of the arcane firearm.
You won't hit him with it. His AC's higher than your. Oh, no, your last one will. Sorry. 23. That will hit him. So what was the total damage?
So 9, and plus he's going to use Fury of the Small as well.
Why not?
To deal an extra 10 damage. 19 damage.
He's looking a little bloody.
And then this cannon's going to walk up right there and fire.
Right, so 15-foot cone. Cone. Which direction? Straight in?
Yeah. Just on that dude right there.
You want to aim it at him?
Yeah. Needs to make a dex save and beat a 16.
Dex save and beat a 16. Do. 19.
So it takes half of 13 fire damage.
That will be a 6. Still up. Looking a little worse for wear. Is that your turn, Adok?
No. Adok's going to charge in 2 Carnos.
Okie dokie. Anything else?
Nope, that's done.
Dedriel, you're up. Bibble on board.
She's gonna jump over the cannon to here,
No
and
problem.
can I see Carnos breathing? Would that be a medicine check? What would that be?
In the midst of battle, it's going to be pretty hard to do, so you could
Okay.
make a medicine check at disadvantage if you wished. Otherwise, I mean, you would know you've still got a little bit of time.
I'm gonna healing hands him for 10 points and see if that works.
Okay, so healing hands. You reach down, grab an arm, a hand, and as the spell releases, you feel nothing in response.
Come on, Carnos. And then, is that an action to do? Because I know it's an Azamar thing. That's an action. And just as a free action, I'm gonna be, hit me, you piece of shit, and look at him and bang my shield. That's me.
And he just turns and looks at you and smiles. Shoots daggers with his eyes. And as it is his turn next, he obliges you. Turns. And makes his attacks at you. .21 to hit on the first.
That is?
11 points of piercing damage. 17 on the second.
Misses.
And on the third, 12, which will also miss. As a bonus action, he is going to attempt to shield bash you, which I think 16 misses as well.
Yeah.
So he shoves forward with a shield, but you meet his by standing forward and holding your shield up as well. Shield on shield clashes. Clang! But you stand your ground. Bibblesip, you're up.
What's that guy wearing?
From your distance, perception roll, please. Kind of hard to tell. He's cloaked up and he's got bags and stuff on it. It could be... It's definitely armor. You're not sure what type of armor at this distance. Shield's metal. You can tell the shield's metal from the sound you heard. Definitely.
And the spear?
It's a spear. It's wooden shaft, metal tip.
Wooden shaft.
Yeah.
Metal tip. Alright.
So the shield's definitely steel. That much you could definitely tell.
Well, I'll be casting... I'm not going to cast one spell. I'm going to cast a different spell. Which is...
Acid arrow.
24 to hit.
That hits. I'm assuming at him.
Yeah, it was at him. So that's 13 points acid damage.
That
He'll
he takes it. Still
he'll
up.
Take more damage later.
No worries. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Casimir looks at this guy and says, "Not today." And he casts magic missile once again, but this time at his highest level, which is he will take more than 4 per dart, but at his highest level there will be 3, 4, 5, there'll be 7 darts. 4 7s are 28, which is enough to kill this guy. As you see the darts of arcane energy streak out from his hands, striking this guy right in his chest, shoulder, abdomen, neck, face. One in his face just exploding, sending him to the ground with quite a fair bit of force, leaving this guy here in the room to go. Skathis, you're up.
You're muted.
The first time ever you guys hear, yeah, you're in. Yes, up. Gotta go back to my spells. Vicious Mockery, Wisdom 13.
Vicious Mockery. So, as Skathis talks in a language you've not heard him speak before, Wisdom save. Fails with an 11. What is the damage? Only 2. It's enough. You see this creature, it's not enough to kill him, but he holds his head. And he's momentarily distracted. I will say the next attack will have advantage as he's distracted by this pain in his head. Is that your turn, Skathis?
Well, flurry of blows I can't use
You
because
have to use the attack action to gain it, yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
That's it. So Adok, you're up. Zadriel on board.
Okie dokie. The cannon has 15 feet of movement, so 5, 10. Just stand there.
Don't even need to draw the cone. If you're going to fire it. Roll your as a dex save, yeah?
Yep, 2d8. Yeah.
The dex
And
save,
dex save,
I'm
16.
going to give him the saving throw at disadvantage because of the Vicious Mockery.
He also
Both
has
got
Bane
10.
still as well.
He does too. Is that concentration?
Yes.
You haven't taken any damage, have you?
No.
Cool. So definitely a failure.
He takes 13 points of fire damage as the cone blasts out right in front of him.
He is not looking very good. He is singed and burnt. He's holding his head with one hand.
And then Adok, for his action, is going to firebolt him.
Roll to hit.
4 at 12.
That will miss.
Damn
Just
it.
goes wide. Is that your turn?
No, Adok again is going to leap over Karnos and charge straight headfirst into him.
Okay.
In a blind rage of fury.
And that's your turn, because I don't think you've got anything else you can do. Zadriel with Fibble on board. Zadriel, it is your turn. He is not looking healthy.
Damn it, Karnos! And I run up to this guy, yelling, and I am going to Divine Smite him. 2nd level, hopefully. 21 to hit,
That hits.
20 damage, and...
Divine Smite.
Oops, that's the wrong one. Take it off. Okay. 2nd level for 13 radiant.
Zadriel just got to inspire all the looks.
Ooh, what's that do
You
again?
did, that's the D10.
D10?
You don't need it. We lock it away for another time.
I will
but
save it, thank you.
Zadriel, explain the demise of this last berserker as the raging Zadriel, seeking vengeance for her friend Karnos' death, finishes off the last of the combatants.
I raise up the hammer and I say, DM, help me! And I squish him in the head.
Another head explosion.
Splattering across that dock.
As you run your hammer sideways, massive swing, smacking it against his cheekbone and against the wall. The force squishing his head up against the wall, shattering bone and brain matter and fragments spraying up the wall and back across Adok and yourself. The body sliding down the wall, leaving a blood trail smeared up this stone wall. It slumps to the ground, unmoving. We are out of initiative, but you have a downed companion.
Feeble, where's the diamond?
You know you don't
need
have
it.
much time.
I'm gonna run up to Carnos. Feeble, give me the diamond, damn it! Wait,
Diamond?
does Carnos have a diamond? I'm gonna root
Fibble
through
has
his
it.
bags. I'm gonna rifle through Carnos'
I'm pretty sure
bags.
Fibble has a diamond, from memory.
No, Karnos has got the gems.
Or has? Oh, well, rifling through his bag, you do in feet to find the diamond.
Yep,
I
I
find
have
it
the diamonds
and
in my bags.
I forgot about that. Yeah, true. You're right.
Start my
I thought
ritual,
it was
place
Fibble.
it upon his chest, and I start to pray to the DM and cast Revivify.
So I'm going to do
Okay.
Revivify a little differently than generally. It's just a cast of a spell, and it works, and you're alive. We're going to do it similar to the ritual of resurrection, but not as involved. So, Zadriel,
So
you
just so
lay
you
out.
know, DM,
Yes.
one large diamond and one small diamond in my pack. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, you only need the small diamond, which was worth.
Okay.
Yeah, the small one was worth 300, so that's all you need for this particular spell. Just give me 1 second here. I need to find some Moosak. Time will slow while I find this music.
Can I just see hordes of dead as I'm laying dying?
Sure.
Excellent. Something to tell the crew when I come back.
You see Emilia standing right next to you.
Now I've at least got 4 visits with you guys first.
That's not appropriate. Hang on, we gotta find the right music here. Oh, there it is. Only there's one there. Pause that one. So, as you lay the diamond on the unmoving Karnos' chest, you kneel down beside him. The rest of you gather around. Casimir sort of hangs back a little bit. And Zadriel, you concentrate. You reach out to the DM. You know that you're linked to Karnos via the DM. Both share the same deity. Even though he's relatively new to the faith, you're able to reach out and find that tether, that piece of soul fragment that is starting to drift away. You reach out and you grab it. You hang on to it. Is there anything that you want to say to Karnos while you're concentrating on that soul tether? And you know that the spell will essentially work, but you're not sure what's going to happen here in Barovia. Things are different. So you need to plead with him, beg him something. You need to bring him back. You need to give him a reason to come back to this place.
Ooh. Carnos, you and I are the same in small ways, but you and I share the DM. The light is within you. Our shields and our weapons can defeat Strahd once and for all. I know it. I know it in my heart, but I need you. I need all of us together to join and kill him so we can all go home. I know you can hear me. Just join me in the fight. Your sword is mine. We can do this together. And I look at the group for reassurance.
Anyone else want to say anything at this point?
Adok would like to do something if you'd allow it. He'd like to reach out and put his hand on Zadriel's shoulder, and he's going to say something as well. But as he does it, he's going to cast guidance on Zadriel, if you allow it.
Yeah.
And as he's doing it, he's going to look at Karnos. He's going to try and, after he's done that, he's going to try and stop the bleeding from Karnos. He's going to look at him. He's going to go, buddy, you all right, mate? Look at me. You got to come back, yeah? Look, it's Scathus. He's only drinking in once. He's taking one sip of your flask, not two. You can't deal with this. Look, I'm doing bad things, and I'll take your gold. I'll take all of it. Don't come back. You're a hero, mate. Mate, please come back. I don't want to die. You can't die. I'll die. If you die, I'll die, and that can't happen. You better come back or I'll turn you into a robot.
Anybody else? Gathus. Bill.
I just kneel silently.
Okay. Bibblesip?
So I go up to Karnos and I say, look at that, I can go, wait a minute, you think stealing his stuff's gonna make him come back? That's not. He's all about the stories, so you gotta make it about the story. So this is the best story you can ever have. You come back from the death. How many people can tell you that story? Although he is a two-legged man, so. But yeah, we can't fix him if he's dead. So he's got to come back. It's just that simple. And if it's an ability check, I'm gonna do Flash of Genius on Zadriel, so that she gets a +5.
Yeah, I'll allow it. She will be making a roll very shortly. So yeah. So we got. I will allow the Flash of Genius and the guidance. Was it guidance or bless? Adok cast. What did you cast?
He said guidance.
It was guidance. Okay, so you get a +5 plus the D4 on this roll coming up. Karnos, unfortunately, you don't see much of anything where you are. You're standing in what remains of Vallaki. You're looking around, but it's not destroyed, not like it was when you were last there. It's odd. The church is still there. You walk past the church, the tavern's still there. Standing at the well by the tavern, you walk up and see a man, a young man. A man you recognize, and standing next to him is a young woman. A very familiar look to this woman. She doesn't look like when you last saw her, but she looks very, very familiar. She looks a lot like Irina, but she's holding herself slightly differently. Slightly different coloured hair. And the man turns and sees you. And as he speaks and says to you, "It is not your time yet, my friend. You have much to do. Come and see me soon. You know where." And as the woman speaks, you don't hear Irina's voice like you would expect, but you hear Zadriel's voice coming through, begging you to come back, pleading with you that you're not done yet. She needs your skills, your weapon. You hear the voices of Adok, Bibble. Zadriel, roll a persuasion check for me with a +5 and a D4. That is a really high roll.
37.
That is an extremely high roll.
Yeah.
as the team, Skathis in his own way, gather together to try and raise Karnos with this spell. You know that spells don't work the same as they do other places. You hold on to that soul tether. You feel it trying to pull away from you. It's a strong pull. You hold on to it. You hold on to it, and then suddenly, Karnos, you sit bolt upright. You scream in agony and pain and fear as the feeling of death in Barovia is much stronger than anywhere else in the known realms. You are terrified, you're afraid, you're scared, you're in pain all at the same time. All these emotions just rushing through your body, but you're awake and you're alive. The oxygen fills your lungs. You look around, you see your friends all standing and kneeling around you. The diamond shattered as he sat up and dissipates in a golden glow around him.
Karnos?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab him and hug him.
You know that you've died, Karnos. The feeling of death here is absolutely agonizing.
And I touch him on the back and go, "Welcome back, mate." And he gets 12 points of healing.
I'll also heal him for 20 as I'm hugging him since I'm touching him.
Karnos would just be rigid, like his arms beside his side as he's getting hugged or whatever. He's just totally, like you said, he's in awe and fear. He's profusely sweating, and he just looks around and says, "I saw the dead."
Emilia came back?
No. What? Man, I took a beating, and it's horrible. It hurts.
Karnos, you also receive a gift.
Yeah.
Lady of Venomous Truths. You gain advantage on 2 deception checks per day, but you must tell the absolute truth at a time when it will be most hurtful to another.
So advantage on 2 deception checks per
Per
day.
day. But whenever you are required to tell the truth at any given time, you only basically, but you must tell the absolute truth at a time when it would be most hurtful to someone else. So if you're asked a question that you know that you would normally maybe tell a white lie to, or you would normally lie outright to protect someone, you will tell the truth, even if it is, especially when it is most hurtful to someone.
Sounds awesome.
Like, do I look fat in this chainmail?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. So that,
Not at all.
and Karnos, that is a permanent gift. That is one that will not.
gift.
That was one that will not go away.
Awesome.
Adok is gonna sock him in the jaw.
Which doesn't hurt because Adok has no strength.
No strength.
It's like getting a slap from a 3-year-old. It doesn't hurt at all. Actually, a 3-year-old probably hurts more.
You're gonna see through puffy grey eyes. He's gonna look at you and he's gonna say, "If you ever do that again, I'm gonna make sure that you're so unbalanced, it's not gonna be funny, alright? Here, 2 gold. Thanks for coming back." And he's gonna turn around and walk off into the room and stand by himself for a little bit as he throws 2 gold at you.
Karnos is going to look to the group and to Zadriel and say, "Thank you for bringing me back. I was not aware you could do that. All this talk about bringing Emilia back. I know it's now possible, right?
I didn't bring Emilia back because I didn't think we could bring back a vampire.
I would kill her anyway. If she
See,
came back as a vampire.
That's just a way to really make someone's life miserable. You know, bring them back to life, then kill them. Bring them back to life, kill them. Bring them back to life, kill them. It's just wrong.
I'm going to take my flasks, both sides, and I'm just going to down the entire contents of both in one hit. Put them back to each side. How far away did Adok go?
He's in the next room. You can probably see him from where you're sitting.
I'm going to tap Scathus on the shoulder as I walk past and say, Scathus, I will not bore you with any more long stories. And then I'll come past Falstaff and I'll kneel down to his level and be like, I'll do my best to not annoy you. I would like you to fix my leg when you get the chance. Then I'll walk over.
Working on it.
Excellent, that's what I need to hear. And I'll walk over to Adok with the 2 coins he just biffed at me. I say, Adok, are you listening?
No.
Good. And I'll flick 1 coin at the back of his head with my thumb and keep the other in my pocket. And walk back to Zadriel and just thank her once again. I think the DM was with us.
He was. Do you need rest or anything?
DM, I assume I have a level of exhaustion on top of my original level, or did that dissipate and I get a new single?
It'd just be a single level. It would remain just the level of exhaustion you have. I'm not going to run that rule.
No.
You're exhausted. You're in pain. Obviously, the trauma of death is definitely going to be forever with you. It's something you won't forget especially while you're here in Barovia. It's going to be almost like a nagging thing at the back of your mind, remaining here in this place.
Yep.
Because not only did you happen to see Sergei and someone that looked a lot like Irina, you could also feel that pull towards Barovia, the village of Barovia. You could feel the pull of Strahd's energy against your spirit, and it was not pleasant. So that's something that's probably going to stick with Karnos for quite some time, I would imagine.
So to answer Zadriel's question, I'm going to use my first Lady of Venomous Thoughts deception and go, no, I'm actually completely alright. Everything is fine. I feel better than ever and ready to face Strahd with the rest of you.
Okay.
With a 19.
Not bad. You want to roll insight against it? That's up to you. Whether you believe him or not, that's solely your choice.
I'll roll for the hell of it, because she's probably just checking to make sure he's okay. 9, I fully believe.
You
he's
believe
fine.
him. You believe he's. I mean, he's come back from the dead. You know, there's going to be some effects. No one comes back from death without something. But you believe he's strong enough willed with the DM on the side, and you guys helped. He seems okay. He definitely seems on the level at this point. So it is at this stage, we're going to end our story here, because we're at not quite 10 o'clock, but I don't feel that we could progress any further without potential battle, which would prolong tonight's session longer than we need to. So we're going to end it a little early at that point right there. I think it's a good point to stop. So, chat, once again, thank you for coming and hang out with us and have us tell our story, or have our players tell our story. Obviously, second PC death within the game with Karnos going down, but this time, obviously, with a body and a gem, we're able to bring him back, luckily. So, chat, if you've got any moments at Evldoa, put them in the chat. we're going to go around the players. We're going to start with Zadriel tonight, just to put you on the spot again, like I did with the whole reviving thing. Sorry, not sorry.
It was a ton of stuff. I'll let everyone else do the obvious ones. I liked Fibble's Lester Restorations thing where he's like, "Wait, we can do that? Come here, I want to touch you."
Yeah, that was mildly creepy, but very
That
Fibble
was
stuff.
very creepy sounding, but it was funny.
It
And
was definitely Fibble.
I'll let everybody else go. No.
Fibble step will might carry on around that way.
I was definitely going for a creepy vibe.
It worked. It worked really well.
Come here, I want to touch you. The two natural 20s, one after her back, and which killed Karnos. That was like, I'm sitting there going, all right, so my turn. I'm gonna just let the owl land on him, and I'll cast, spare the dying. This will be all good. Natural 20. Oh fuck, this isn't so good. Natural 20. Oh fuck, this is really bad. So now I have to work out something else to do. That moment, that was a oh shit moment.
I mean, I as a DM knew you guys had a diamond, and I knew you had the ability to cast Revivify, so I wasn't too concerned. But still, it's still a pretty intense moment when a character goes down like that.
Yeah, and two, it's just nothing we could do. Just in between there's just 2 hits, and there's nothing that you can do. You just sit there and watch. You go, oh, fuck.
And again, like I said, I base these on intelligence, and this guy is like all of them, even the berserkers. I mean, someone goes down, let's keep hacking away at it until it stops moving. So it's kind of one of those things. Adok.
I have to say, I really love the vicious mockery coming out from Scathus. That was cool. I was like, oh, what is that? I don't know how you work that out, but that was... I was trying to work it to mean something. I was like, this is cool.
Yes, it does. Translate, you flea-covered foot-licking worm.
Damn, that's
Trashy
so cool.
actually spent the time to get... Was it Infernal?
So impressed.
Infernal, yeah. So an Infernal translation for that particular spell, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Have 2 others as well.
Yeah.
And
been waiting for him to cast them, but he's not done it this whole campaign.
Which kind of gives you a bit of insight to why Scathus maybe doesn't talk about his natural tongue sort of thing as well.
Exactly.
And I did also like Fibble's use of heat metal during the snow.
Yeah, it kind of worked. It worked for context and for fun stuff. Scathus.
Fireballs at me? Really? Come on.
Fire bolts, not fireballs.
Firebolts.
Fireball would have been a little more intense.
Extreme. And yeah, the whole resurrection, that was awesome.
Cool. Anything else? Nah. And we'll save the dead. I mean, they're alive for last. Carlos.
Yeah, so I had a few good moments before character death ensued. the double natural 20s was definitely because I was like, it's at advantage because I'm prone and I'm unconscious. And even though it's at advantage, you still rolled nat 20s. It wouldn't have mattered either way. So good. Couple for me, Scathus when he hit a rock and he goes, oh, not that rock, that rock. It's just good. And then the adult, that whole don't touch anything command, and because it is a spell command, I believe you have to follow it to the letter.
It is fairly literal,
yeah.
Which
so
is why
I thought
I changed
that was well done.
The word, I could have left it as it was. No, he'd probably change it.
But I think for me the highlight would have been during the resurrection. Everyone's sort of words trying to bring Karnos back, but Adok's just rambling where he's like, Scathus is only taking 1 sip out of your flask, it's keeping you uneven. It just that little ramble there was really good. I enjoyed that. That was pretty funny. I mean, I know it was a moment where it wasn't meant to be, but it just was really good. So
humor works with death too. I think it's quite well. So Mina puts in the chat here, Karnos not balancing the coins, especially considering they just come back from the dead. Something's not right. Giving Adok 1 coin and keeping 1. And I think there's a symbolism there that will probably come out a bit later. Anything else from you, Carlos?
No, that's it for
That's
me.
it.
Thank you.
Evldoa, the 37 roll for the Reds. Yes, the +5. That's the +5. The high roll to begin with. I think you rolled like a natural 19, which was a 28 anyway. And then the +5 for the Flash of Genius, and then the D4 for which you rolled A4. So 37. That was just nuts. Someone has a flame sword that he can talk to and doesn't try to use it to keep the party warm. It's not a flame sword, it's a sun sword.
Nah, I had a
and
look. It creates no heat.
And it creates no heat. But that would have been cool too. Zedra asking for the Dust Girls need to take Adok back off them. Yeah, that was interesting. Cool. But yeah, so again, thank you very much everyone for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate it very, very much. For another Wednesday night, Curse of Strahd, episode 55. Mr. Drow comment as well, definitely. There's a few moments tonight, 100%. Obviously, we'll be back here next Wednesday for episode 56 and some more carnage within the Amber Temple. It's going to be interesting to see how the party copes with the remainder of this temple, considering that was the first room. So, still a lot left to do here. Tomorrow night we're going to do some New World. As I said, I know we've got quite a few players in the company now. Nutty's now got it. She has it installed. So she'll be joining us as well. So those of you sort of level 23 and above, you have characters there, want to come and hang out with me tomorrow night for a couple of hours and do some corruptions, close some of the monoliths and portals and bits and pieces, possibly get some corrupted silver to go towards your tuning orbs for the keys for the dungeons. Then come and hang out with me tomorrow around 8 o'clock New Zealand time, so 6ish Aussie, and we'll do some stuff. Oh, you're level 5 already, well done. So that'll be tomorrow night, Friday night, Yanti's channel, Stormlord's Wrath. Yanti, you want to rattle off something about that, let people know where we're at?
Yeah, it'll be at 5:30 Australian Standard Time. We will be doing Stormlord's Wrath D&D. Join us. That's pretty much it.
Cool. I played the part of Vilfin, the Angry Dwarf, so come and hang out with us. Who can we raid tonight? We got Michael's Newox doing Dark Souls. We have Aussie Defro's doing New World. Everyone's doing New World at the moment. Tainted Filth is doing New World. Lost Archives, they are doing Dungeons and Dragons. I think we'll do a D&D raid. Let's see what these guys are up to. Been running for 12 minutes. So I think that is our raid tonight, guys. D&D raid. Drop into their channel. Make sure you actually drop into their channel and make sure you're in their channel. Otherwise your view does not count. Even if you're going to drop a lurk, make sure you actually are in their chat first. And we will see you over there very shortly. And I will see you guys tomorrow night, 8 o'clock-ish, for some New World stuff and things. Until then, stay good. If you can't be good, be careful. And we'll see you later. And we're off here.